membership does have its privileges. Brett McMurphy Action Network, he lets it fly on what he thinks of this 14-team working model. Holy smokes. Welcome to episode 378 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. The great Brett McMurphy Action Network puts out an article just a few minutes ago. We will provide a link in the description. You can read the whole thing. Please put down your comments and thoughts in the comments section below the video. I think some of you are going to agree with what Brett McMurphy just laid out in this article, just breaking this morning. College football playoff expansion. 14-team auto bid model makes the CFP an invitational, not a playoff. Brett McMurphy, beginning in 2026, there will be yet another new playoff format in college football. What the playoff looks like is still to be determined. It might stay at 12 teams, doubtful. It could expand to 14, probably, or maybe even 16, not likely, but who knows? Or perhaps they'll honor the late, great Mike Leach by implementing the 64-team playoff format that he favored. One model under serious consideration. Sources told Action Network is a 14-team playoff that would grant automatic bids to the SEC's conference champion and the next two highest ranked teams, the Big Ten's conference champ and the next two highest ranked teams, the ACC's conference champ, the next highest ranked team, the Big 12's conference champ, the next highest ranked team, the Group of Five's highest ranked conference champion. The remaining three bids would go to the highest ranked team still available, regardless of whether they're in the conference or independent Notre Dame. However, this 14-team model isn't so much a playoff as it is an invitational, and a bad one at that. Brett McMurphy lets it fly. Holy smokes. This latest proposed 14-team model would grant automatic bids to 6 teams. Yes, 6 that did not win the conference. 2 non-champions, each from the SEC and the Big Ten, along with a non-champion from the Big 12 and the ACC, would all get into the playoff, regardless of whether they ranked in the top 14 or the top 140. Just as long as they were one of the 2 or 3 best teams from one of those conferences. Yes, membership does have privileges. Remember the good old days way back in 2023 when the playoff used to be about determining college football's best team? It didn't matter if it was a staged national title game at the 87 Fiesta Bowl between Miami and Penn State. They hated BCS or the 4-team college football playoff. Sure, each system had its warts and flaws, but at its core, it was about figuring out college football's national champion. This proposed 14-team model is a cluster bleep. One word or hyphenated? While past performance is no guarantee to future results, or so they say, looking back at some of the teams that would have made this 14-team playoff with automatic bids is embarrassing. So Brett McMurphy's done the work. Let's see what it shows. In 2019, number 24 ranked Virginia would have qualified after finishing as the ACC's second highest ranked team. The Cavaliers would have been in despite the fact there were 4 Group of 5 teams ranked ahead of UVA. 17 Memphis, 19 Appalachian State, number 21 Cincinnati, number 23 Navy. In 2018, number 20 Syracuse would have qualified, finishing as the ACC's second highest ranked team. That same year, number 16 West Virginia was the Big 12's highest ranked team excluding Oklahoma and Texas, and would have been playoff bound. Texas, ranked 16, 20, 24, should spend their holiday playing in a bowl game or having 75% of its roster opting out of a bowl game, not getting an automatic bid to a playoff to determine football's best team. Teams ranked, I said Texas. Teams ranked 16, 20, 24. Being ranked 16, 20, 24, they should not be getting an automatic bid to the playoff, according to Brett McMurphy, Action Network. What other league guarantees more playoff bids to teams strictly based on their division or conference? None. Although maybe that German ice football league I saw on Twitter the other day may do so. Imagine if the NFL awarded the NFC East, the NFC West 3 automatic bids, while the NFC South only got 2 and the NFC North 1. Wow. This is some good stuff Brett McMurphy is putting out. Here's the bottom line. I hate to admit it, but I buried the lead. All of the automatic bids are based on getting the most money possible into the pockets of the SEC and the Big Ten. If the SEC and the Big Ten, or the Big Ten and the SEC if you prefer, get their way, and believe me, they will, and they want this model going forward, it will happen. The funny thing is, the SEC and the Big Ten don't need automatic bids. They're the biggest, baddest, and richest kids on the block. They've annually dominated the top of the selection committee rankings and will continue to do so. Here's a crazy idea. Take the 14 highest ranked team. You know, teams ranked number 1 through 14, put them in the playoff. If a conference is worried one of its teams might drop out of the top 14 with a loss in its conference championship game, then get rid of the conference title game. Or create some funky game in place of the conference title game between your 4th and 5th place teams so the winner can climb a few spots in the final ranking. Have your top 2 or 3 teams securely established in the top 10, take the week off and rest up for the playoff. Each league can decide its champion however it wants. Total deregulation is what Brett McMurphy's talking about here. Each league can decide its champion however it wants. Conferences can play 2-game league schedule or 12 league games. 12 league games, it doesn't matter. Back in 2014, college football's presidents and commissioners decided to have a selection committee that ranks the top 25 teams with the top 4 advancing to its 4-team playoff. So let them rank the teams. And then the top 12, 14, 16 qualify for a playoff. And then the leagues with the most teams in the playoff can earn the most loot without this fraudulent, farcical, automatic bids. Action Network. Brett McMurphy, holy smokes. He let it fly this morning. He putting it out there, and I think some people agree with him. As they let this marinate, people, I think, are starting to agree with Brett McMurphy from Action Network. You know, they have not, this is not official. And we were told in reports last night from Yahoo Sports, from The Athletic, that they were going to start now modeling. They were going to go back in history to see how this would have played out in the last 10 years. Brett McMurphy did some of that for us. 2019, number 24, Virginia would have been to the playoffs. Had a whole bunch of other examples. I think they may go back. They definitely are going to go back, do some modeling, and maybe they're going to tweak it. Maybe they're going to change it. I do know that the Big Ten has dug in their heels, and it looks like the SEC as well, to get more than one automatic qualifier spot, and they're doing the bidding for their media partners, for Fox Sports. So that is what's happening. Brett McMurphy's not on board. I know there's a lot of people in the PATC community that is not on board. Other people are warming up to it, but nothing is official. So stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner as we follow this story and so many others in college football. Brett McMurphy says membership has its privileges, but it's farcical. It's fraudulent. Brett McMurphy believes this is cluster bleep. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.